Hey guys, so this is going to be my scariest ghost hunting experience ever video. So yeah, let's get started. I went on a class trip back in 2010. This was November 2010. On a class trip, we went to New York City, and we stayed in this hotel that was notoriously haunted. And we stayed there. We did some research on the hotel. I don't want to say the name of the hotel because I don't want to give it bad publicity. So I will name the name. I'll leave the hotel we stayed in. Anonymous? Yeah, there we go. Nameless. The hotel will be nameless. I will say the hotel had a really bad reputation. It had a reputation for like bed bugs, bed bug infestation. Yeah, it had a bed bug infestation. Okay. We later found that out, which was really scary. Yeah, it was just really bad. This hotel was in New York City. So anyway, so not only were there bed bugs in the hotel room, it's really bad. But, sorry, I always clap my hands really loudly. I know it's a little annoying, but it is what it is. Sorry about that. Do it again. Hey, I like clapping my hands, okay? Applause, applause, applause. No, I'm kidding. I'm applauding you, I'm just saying, because I love you guys, okay? But we also found out that it was haunted. The hotel's haunted. And then after doing research, after we came back from New York, made me even more terrified about what happened, and a lot of answers we found out what happened. So this is what actually happened. Let's get into the story. So we were in New York. Everything was fine. We were kind of freaked out because of the bed bugs. We thought, okay, well, we're not going to really be in the hotel much because we're going to be sightseeing in New York anyway. So we didn't really think too much of the bed bugs. We're like, okay, we'll just bring sleeping bags and sleep over the mattress, you know, whatever. Excuse me. So that wasn't a huge problem with the bed bugs. The bathrooms were really filthy too, but whatever. It was an old hotel, like... Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I keep burping, sorry. I get nervous when I burp, sorry. Or when I burp when I'm nervous. Okay. Also, I'm hungry, and when my stomach gets hungry, it growls, and it sounds like a demon's in my tummy. Oh! Okay. The hungry demon. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting nervous, so I start. Ugh, okay. The story. Okay. So basically, my friends had gone sightseeing without me because I felt really, really ill. The second night we were there, so they were out, and we were kind of there. Pretty much our whole classmates were out late, and I just couldn't sleep. I was kind of delirious because I had a fever and I was really ill. I was throwing up, and I was lying in bed, and my tummy was hurting, and I couldn't fall back asleep. And this was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I heard what sounded like a child running past the door in the hallway of the hotel. Like someone running, and you hear like, you know, like running past the door. And I was like, it's 1 in the morning. Whose child is running in the hallway unattended? And then I heard this noise of like this, it sounded like a little girl giggling, like, and I was like, oh my gosh. So finally I got really tired of it. So I was like, okay, let me just see what's going on. Maybe she's lost. Maybe I have to bring her to the front desk to see if she can find her parents. So I opened the door, and no one's there. The hallway's empty. And then I accidentally locked myself out of my room. I know, I'm an idiot. So the door slams behind me, and I got startled, and I locked myself out of the room. And then what also happens is the lights in the hallway. I know this is really crazy, right? The lights in the hallway start to flicker, like, and I was like, okay, is this like Stephen King's The Shining? Like, oh my god, I feel like I'm in a horror movie. So all that shit happened, and the lights keep flickering, and I was like, okay, I have a fever, and like, it wasn't Corona, it was like 10 years ago, by the way. This is like a pre-Corona, girl. No, I had a fever, and I was delirious, and I'm like, am I hearing things? Whatever, like what now? Am I gonna see a ghost? I swear, and as soon as I say, oh god, what am I gonna see, a ghost next? I swear to God, I hear more giggling behind me, and I was like, so I turn around, no one's there. And I hear more giggling. I turn around and no one's there. On the other side, I'm like, okay, this is effed up. So I go downstairs to try to get another key because I locked myself out of my room. And I was like, are there any kids on my floor? And they're like, no, we have no kids checked in the whole hotel right now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I keep hearing the sound of like pitter patter little feet running past my door and girls screaming. Sorry, it's not screaming. Giggling. And the guy's like, okay, well, don't tell anyone I told you this, but this hotel apparently is haunted. I was like, yeah, I heard about that. He's like, yeah, well, it is haunted. I shouldn't be saying this, but a little girl had a tragic accident 30 years ago. She fell down an elevator shaft, and her spirit haunts the hotel to this day. And I was like, come on. He's like, well, other people in that floor in the hotel hear that same girl running on the hallway and giggling and playing. And they say that it's her spirit. It's just unrested spirit that hasn't passed on. And I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really great. I need to hear that when I'm delirious and sleep deprived and sick and alone in my room. I was like, well, you asked. I'm like, well, yeah, I did. I shouldn't have asked. So I went back to the hotel room, and it was just really unnerving. And I woke up a couple hours later at 3 a.m. and they tell you when you wake up at 3 a.m. that's when spirits are most active at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I woke up from my sleep like all of a sudden, and I looked at my clock and it was 3 a.m. I was like, oh crap. My roommates still weren't back. I was like, oh my gosh. So I woke up and I see this shadow figure by the window. The room is all dark. And I was like, oh my god. And I'm like paralyzed in fear. And the shadow kind of is just standing there. And it's like by the curtain. I was like, oh my god. And it was like a shape of a little girl. And I was like, oh my god, this is really, really scary. So I like put the covers over me. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. And I put the covers away from me to look again, and the shadow's gone. So at this point, I'm so tired. 10 minutes later, I fall back asleep, and I don't wake up until that morning. My roommates are back, and I told them about my experience, and they didn't believe me. But then we did research when we came back from New York, from our trip, and apparently there have been multiple sightings of this ghost figure, and people have been saying that the hotel is haunted. And I think what I saw that night and heard that night was the ghost and spirit of this dead girl who died 30 years prior in a terrible accident falling down an elevator shaft. And it's just so sad that her soul hasn't passed on. And I hope one day she does find the peace that she deserves, and she does pass on to heaven where she belongs. But anyway, but yeah, that's my story time on my scariest ghost hunting. And the reason why I'm calling this ghost hunting is because I love to ghost hunt. A lot of you guys don't know that, but I love ghost hunting. And also, she was a ghost, and I feel like I was hunting her down because I was literally wondering what the hell was going on because I'm hunting her. Hunting the ghost, not her. You know what I mean? Like hunting the girl down. Hunting the host. Wow. Hunting the ghost down. Trying to ghost hunt. Yeah. So if you want more ghost hunting story times, I have even more scarier ones. This is actually one of the more mild ones. I'm telling it scariest because it was really scary at the time, but then worse stuff happened after this. This is kind of was a chain reaction of multiple paranormal experiences for me in the coming years after that, post that. So let me know if you want me to do more of these paranormal story times, ghost hunting story times. I have other things that happened. I have a really terrifying experience that happened in a graveyard when I was ghost hunting. Things that I haven't talked about in years because they've just been so terrifying. And I also have childhood paranormal stories that happened when I was a child that I actually suppressed, and then recently I've remembered. And they're really, really scary and terrifying. So let me know if you want me to do more of these story times from my childhood. The time that I used to ghost hunt, and then I have stuff that's happened in the last 5 years that I can talk about too. When it comes to shadow figures and creepy events that's happened to me in my 20s so far as well. Okay, so let me know what you want to hear more of in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, bye guys.